Hey, you guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday, you guys. I'm excited for this video because last video, you guys loved the challenge I gave you. I even actually met with clients this week that took my last Friday's challenge, and they were telling me about what they did. If you can hear Nico, you guys, he's just around trying to get attention. And he always does this when I film, always. All day, if I'm not filming, not one sound. The moment I turn on the camera to record, meow, meow, meow. But if you can hear him, excuse me. Who did last Friday's challenge? If you guys did, comment down below. Again, like even my clients, like my one-on-one clients did it after watching it. So I'm so happy you guys liked it. If you would like, I'll give you another challenge today at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Today, you guys, what I want to talk about is how a lot of people actually asked, like they threw out questions in last Friday's video in the comments, and I will be answering them. But I want to talk about a few things in this video. A lot of things regarding, like how when you trying harder equals distancing, if that makes sense. Like the more you push, the more what you want pulls away. So again, like if you follow me for a while, you watch my videos, you know that, like I mentioned, we're working with energy, we're working with push and pull energy, we're working with mindsets, we're working with states of mind, we're working with lack states, we're working of abundance states, we're working with having states, we're working with not having states. So your energy and your everything matters. The push and pull matter. That's just the game. That's just the rules to this game of energy. You're either pushing or you're pulling. Okay? And today I'm going to be talking about why you may see in a lot of situations, you've probably noticed this already once in your lifetime, if not many times, where when you stop caring, the other person comes in. Or when you stop caring, all of a sudden all the money comes in, or the job opportunity comes in. He by the way, he loves you guys. Like he loves when I make videos, and he always wants to be in it. So he knows. I just got some sunflowers and he's like checking it out. Anyway, sorry for the sidetrack, but I'm going to be talking about that. So if you are someone that is, you want to manifest the money and you're trying really hard to manifest money and it's still not coming your way, or it's maybe further than you, stay tuned. If you're someone that's manifesting a specific person and you're trying really hard, and the more you push, the more you push, the more you try, the more you affirm, the more you do all of that, you don't see them coming closer and closer, stay tuned. This video is for you. This video is for anyone that is manifesting anything and is working with their energy and the pushing and pulling and all that. Okay, so you've probably noticed that when you don't care, things happen so quickly, correct? Or you've probably noticed things that have manifested already in your life. You might call it the things that like are not as important, right? But in manifestation world, we know that everything in the universe is equal. Everything is as important or not as important. Everything is neutral. So if you want $1 million versus $100,000, to the universe, it's the same thing. It will still push it out for you. But for you, the importance you give it is what creates it coming in faster or later, right? So remember what I said, the importance you give it, right? So when we give something very high importance, we put it on a pedestal. You hear me say this all the time. We push it away. When you care a lot, it's not coming in faster. Because with caring, energy, with a lot of important energy, we push distance on it. We resist it. We literally, I don't know how to, like, the best analogy I could give you is literally, if there's a door between you and your manifestation, you shut the door when you push a lot. And I see this happen a lot, and I used to do this a lot too. When I really, 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 really wanted everything to work out with my SP, I would try everything. I would watch 10,000 different videos, read 10,000 different books. I would try all these different affirmations. I would try. I would try everything. I would take a bunch of hot pictures and post them to get attention, everything. And it wouldn't come in as fast. Every time I would literally be okay with, I'm good with just me. I'm good with my body in my home. I'm good not trying. I'm good with not having someone next to me right now. Every time I was at that I'm good place, SP would be like a moth to a flame. Me being the flame, him being the moth, if you guys get what I mean. This is because we work with energy. And also, if you are someone that is right now way too obsessed, you're way too into SP, what SP's doing, what he's up to, how do I get to him, how do I talk to him, how do I make him message me, how do I make him commit to me? If you're in that mindset, you need to understand you're not in the proper state. You're not in the proper state. You guys, I'm so sorry if you can hear Nico. I'm just going to open the door for him. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. To get in the proper state, to get you out of that lack, to get you out of that resistance, to stop pushing the manifestation away, to actually start experiencing it. What do you need to do? First of all, you need to know that you do this often. You need to know that your survival mode is trying to make it happen. You trying is your survival. You trying, you thinking about it 24/7, even if you want to shut it off and you can't, that is your brain's way of saying, hey, this is what you always do. So we have to stay here, even though it's painful. We got to stay here because this is what you do. So what you actually need to do to break that cycle is you understand that your brain's going to want to keep you safe and keep you in that lack mindset. So number one, we understand it. When you understand you're doing something, you're more likely to not do it. When you don't understand that you're doing it, will do it unconsciously. So now that you understand that you're probably going to try to take yourself out of that state multiple times throughout the day because you're so used to doing that, you have to make the effort into taking yourself out. And it's going to feel more uncomfortable than comfortable. Your comfort is just reacting. Your comfort is knowing that you're in lack. Sometimes you know, sometimes you don't know. Your comfort is being there and feeling the pain. Being there and feeling like you need to manipulate something. You need to make it happen. You might even think so much your head starts hurting. I remember those days. Like I remember thinking about my SP so much that my head would hurt, my body would feel exhausted. But I thought that I used to get scared because I used to think if I don't think about him or if I don't do something about it, like if I don't affirm 30,000 times a day, if I don't do like all these different techniques, then I'm not gonna get my SP, because if I don't think about them, they're not gonna think about me. But that's not how everyone is you pushed out works. Everyone is you pushed out, and you guys, if you are a follower of me for some time, if I'm repetitive in my videos, it's not because I don't have anything to talk about, or it's not because I don't know what to say. I'm repetitive in my videos for a reason, because it needs to get into your subconscious mind. So just know that, okay? And you might hear me say similar things, like you don't need to be afraid or you don't need to believe. So just know that, because it needs to get in there. But I used to be so afraid of not thinking about my SP, because that's how I was taught. I was taught, if you want them to think about you, you need to think about them. That is not how everyone is you pushed out works. And I can prove it to you. You know how I can prove it to you? Think about it. Have you ever thought of a friend one time and they called you, but when you were thinking of them, you weren't thinking of them calling you. You were just thinking of them, right? And then boom, they call you. Or have you ever had a manifestation where it's just one, like it's just a very light thought? A light thought comes in, you think about it, you're like, oh, that would be cool if that happened. Okay, whatever. You forget it for a day or two. Boom, that exact same thing happened. Were you thinking about it for 48 hours? No, you weren't. Were you thinking about it till, you fell asleep? Like, no, you weren't. All you did is you had one thought about that thing, you let it go, and it came in. This is why the stop caring is so important. If you want your SP to come in that quick, if you want money to come in that quick, you must understand that when you care too much or when you put something on a pedestal, you are pushing it further than away from you than closer. Okay, so number one, we need to realize that we have a tendency to do that. We do that all the time. Still, to this day, there's things where I need to catch myself too. Like, Anna, you're doing, like, why are you putting that thing on a pedestal again? And it's like, we're so trained to put things on a pedestal. We are so trained that if we want something to happen, we have to be active. We have to make it happen. We have to manipulate 3D to make it happen. That is your natural, normal mindset right now. And that's okay. When you excel in manifestation more and more, your new normal, your new natural is going to be, I don't have to do much. I sit back, I ask for it, I want it, and it happens. I don't have to make crap happen in the 3D. I don't have to hurt my head with thinking about it so much until it happens. I don't. When you excel in manifestation, that's where you'll be. But it takes practice. So, next step, knowing that you do this and understanding your brain, understanding that it's trying to keep you safe. Now, you must take effort throughout the day to break the habit. And what does that effort look like? So, for example, the effort will look like this. Let's say you're manifesting money, right? And you're like, wow, like, ding, 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 I have bills to pay. I have bills to pay. How am I going to pay them? Like, I have to wait for my paycheck. But when my paycheck comes in, then I have to pay for this, 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 this. In that moment, when you realize this is an uncomfortable feeling and I'm doing that thing again, like I'm literally doing that thing where I'm staying in a lax state, you have to be like, stop. Talk to yourself. Your self-talk is so powerful. So many people underestimate self-talk. I personally would do this. Stop it, Ani. Like, you don't have to snap. I'm just being over dramatic. But I would literally be like, stop it, Ani. You know that if you keep thinking about money like this, is only going to bring you more situations where you're going to feel this way. So why would you continue now that I just told you that you do that and that's what it will result in? Why will you continue to do that? So when you ask your brain a question like that, like, why would you continue to do that? If you know, your brain's like, oh, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore because that's not what we want, you know? So we're going to train our brain like, no, that's not what we want. So every time you do that, you literally are training your brain to reprogram itself from the way it used to think in lack. Okay? You can even go further and say something like, no, I'm going to identify as someone that when their paycheck does come in, I have more than enough to pay for whatever. And I don't even see it right now. Like, I'm going to identify as that person. I'm going to say that. I'm going to be that. I'm going to act like that. So when you do that, that also reprograms your brain. But it doesn't just work just, oh, you do it one time and then you forget about it. This is what I mean when I say effort. You're going to think about lack more than once. So you need to break the habit more than once. Every time. This is a mental diet. This is what a mental diet is. Same thing about your specific person. You have your specific person, or you're wanting your specific person. You want to manifest, you want to talk to them, you want to be in a committed relationship, but you're not there yet, right? So your brain is going to be like, what's going to happen? What should I do? Should I call them? Should I text them? Should I post this hot picture of me to get their attention so they like my story and they call me and they remember me? Your brain's going to want to do that. What you need to do in those moments is be like, no, I don't. I know that there's things that I manifest so quick and I'm not putting that much energy into it. That's why they happen so quick. So all I need to do now is get out of this need of trying to manipulate. It's the need of you needing to manipulate, you needing to control the situation, you needing to care so much is what's keeping you in lack. That's what's keeping you in lack. So a lot of people are going to be like, okay, so what do I do? Get yourself out of the need. Talk yourself through the need. You don't need to manipulate. I promise you. I know each and every one of you watching this video, I know, because I mean, I've gone through crazy ass circumstances, okay? And I've seen my clients go through some crazy circumstances, and we're all successes. I'm a success, they're a success, you're gonna be a success. So I know you watching this video, I know you've experienced that the moment you let go of something, or the moment you stop caring so much about it, or maybe you don't choose to stop caring, but you're forced to stop caring. That's what most people go through. They're forced to stop caring because they just can't take it anymore. They just can't take the emotion anymore. They just want their brain to shut off, right? Some people get there and then they get their manifestation because they're exhausted. That's the only way they can stop, is when they're too exhausted. But what my point of this video is you don't have to get to that level. You don't have to get to the level of you are exhausted of all energy and then you give up and then it comes in. Your manifestation will show up when you're least resistant. That's just the ABCs of manifestation. Things come when you're not looking for it. Things come when you're not pushing up against it. Things come when you're not choking it to death. Right? And why does this work? I mean, if you guys know Neville Goddard, if you guys heard about him, you guys have his books, you read it. You cannot occupy two states. You cannot serve two masters, right? As Neville says, you cannot occupy two states. So occupying two states would mean what most people are trying to do. They're trying to be in lack and they're trying to manifest the abundance, or they're trying to get their SP while all they can think about is the absence of SP. These things are examples of you trying to serve two masters. It just won't work because, again, we're working with energy. You are energy. You look solid. You look solid, right? But you are vibrating. You are a bunch, millions of billions of atoms vibrating right now at a certain frequency, well, to a point where it's vibrating so fast, you look super solid. Everything looks super solid, but everything is a matrix. It's like a simulation, it's like a hologram. Why is that important, by the way? Because we're working with energy. So if atoms respond to thoughts and subconscious mind, which it's proven they do. If you haven't checked out the double slit experiment, check it out. It's proof that when you look at something, when you observe something, it forms to match your observation. What does this mean? That means anything you look at, anything that is atoms vibrating, which is everything, your perception of it will actually change it. Okay? But there is a but. The but is when people understand that your perception of the thing will actually change the thing to conform to your perception, what people do is that's all they think about now. I need to change that thing. I need to change that thing. I need to change that thing. I need to perceive it in a different way. I need to perceive it in a different way. That's only half of the formula. What I'm saying right now, most people don't talk about it. What I'm saying right now, 99.9% of people in this community don't talk about. Most people are talking about half the equation. Well, I'm about to give you the full equation. So it's not just your perception and your visualization. Oh, think of the end, visualize the end, dream of the end so it comes to fruition, affirm the end. It's not just that. It's you can do that, and you're already doing that, by the way. Anytime you have a desire, you're naturally doing that. You don't have to go out of your way to continuously repeat the desire over and over again in your mind. Your mind already knows it because it desires it. Every time it thinks about it, it craves it, it desires it. So you don't have to keep beating the dead horse with the visualization or the affirmation. You now have to do the other half. And the other half is watch your energy, bring it back to neutral, stop pushing up against it. Because you do the first half of the formula, you need to follow through with the second half so the whole thing now manifests. You get me? It's like a two-part step. It's not like just affirm, just visualize the end, just do the inner conversation. It's not that. It's also remove the caring of it so much, remove putting it on the pedestal, remove the resistance. These two go hand in hand. These two go together. These two, it is the formula. These two things that I'm saying is the formula. You having the desire already is you visualizing the end. I mean, of course, you can go further. You can do inner conversations. You could do visualizations. You could script. This is not the problem. The problem is most people only do this. They don't do the second half, which is after you do this, allow yourself to let it go and take it off the pedestal. Because this door is still shut. When you have something on a pedestal, you still have the door shut. You're not unlocking the door for the thing to come in. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, you guys, comment down below. So my challenge for you this Friday, this weekend, is this. Use these two parts of the formula together. Don't just practice one. And I challenge you on apply it to some manifestation right now. Apply it to money. Okay? Like, let's say you want to manifest $100. I'm starting off low because I want you guys, like, I'm not going to say let's manifest $1 million this weekend, because sometimes I even have limiting beliefs on that amount of money. Okay? So let's just throw out your challenge is $100, or your challenge is literally getting like a like from your SP or a text. Visualize it, script it, have an inner conversation with your friend about it. That's part one. Part two now is going to be detach from it completely until next Friday. Okay? Do it, detach from it all day. The next day, do it a little more, 5-10 minutes, detach from it all day. Okay? I'm only going to allow you to think about it or have an inner conversation about it or visualize it, whatever, for 5-10 minutes in a day. And then make it your mission to detach from it. That is your challenge. If you accept my challenge, comment challenge accepted. I love you guys. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, links are going to be in the description box down below. If you can't find links or you can't find how to sign up with me, just comment in the comment section, you guys. My courses, amazing people doing my amazing courses are sending amazing success stories. So you will be the next success story. This was your Birds Before Land. If this video was helpful, let me know below in the comment section. Also, you guys, I'm going to be doing more EFT tapping courses. If you guys have a specific topic you would like me to make a course on, this will be a fun exercise actually for me. If you have a specific topic, comment down below. I love you. Have an amazing weekend. Accept my challenge and watch what happens.